Hi, I'm Eric Schumacher Rasmussen, the chair of Streaming Media Conferences and CMO for a startup called Ideas. And I'm fortunate to be able to spend a day here in Oslo at the Northern Waves event. And I'm so happy it's happening again in person, in part, mostly because I get the chance to spend some time with our great speakers, including Mike Echternach from Deutsche Telekom. Mike, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Could you, first of all, tell us a little bit about what your role is at Deutsche Telekom?
Mm-hmm. I'm working in Deutsche Telekom in Bonn in the headquarters, and they're in the central product team for TV. And basically, one of my main tasks is to negotiate partnerships with OTT players, with other content providers, and on the other hand, also working on the central TV product that we're offering to our markets.
Okay, and the topic of your presentation today is just that, right? It's about the relationship between the operators and broadcasters and OTT providers. Can you talk a little bit more about why that's so important right now?
Yeah, I think it's important to talk about this because the relation between broadcasters and operators is changing. It still is changing. There was a time in the past where basically we had a TV product, we did linear content deals, and that's it. And now we're in a way more complex landscape that broadcasters and operators have to deal with.
Right, right. As we look at the last 2.5, 3 years, obviously an unprecedented time for everything, but what have been the biggest trends that you've noticed in the last 2.5, 3 years?
Mm-hmm. I mean, as a paid TV provider, obviously the biggest trend is that we see way more direct-to-consumer offerings, starting with Netflix, and more of those international players, but also local players now entering the market with their direct-to-consumer subscription offerings.
Okay, and what about looking ahead a little bit, the next year or two? Do you expect that trend to continue?
Definitely. We already see that happening. So there are way more international services coming, like in Germany, for example, Paramount Plus about to launch. But also the local services are getting more into this like payment model. In Germany, we have RTL Plus for some time. Join has just recently added like a paid level of subscription. And we just expect that to intensify and therefore also like affect the market.
And how can local services, like local German services or local Norwegian or Swedish services, remain competitive as more and more international services come into all of these markets?
I think, and that is what we basically see on all our markets. So we have a TV product in 10 European markets, and every market we see that local content is very important and stays very important. That's not only on sports, but can also be factual, fictional things where basically we have like local celebrities in there. And therefore, I think they should not be afraid of the international competition, but there will be like inter-party play. There will always be something interesting coming from Hollywood or whatsoever, but the local content is here to stay, and therefore they need to secure their spot in the value chain and in the overall content market.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for sharing your thoughts.
Thanks a lot.